Now we've learned how to write scientific notation for really big numbers. The next thing we need to look at is scientific notation for really small numbers. So let's start with an example. If we're told the radius of a hydrogen atom is, and let's just see exactly what it is, 0.123, these can be hard to write down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 5, 3. So make sure you've got the same number of zeros in there as me. These are really hard to read, especially as when they're decimals, we don't have the commas like we do for the really big numbers. And then we're asked to write this radius in the form, and you know what this is going to be. I'm going to write it down a lot just to get used to it so you don't get terrified when you see it. A by 10 to the power of n, where a is between 1 and 10, and n is a whole number, an element of z, the integers. So how do we do this? Well, we know that because this must be between 1 and 10, we need to move our decimal point after the first non-zero digit. So we move the decimal point after the first non-zero number. Then what do we do? So we know we're going to have 5.3 by something. It'll be 5.3 by 10 to the power of what? So next we have to count how many places did this move? It moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I moved it 11 places. So we count how many digits the decimal point moved. You'll notice we're never counting the 0 in front of the decimal point. So it's from the decimal point's old position to its new position. And we use this as the power with a minus on it. So this becomes minus 11. 5.3 by 10 to the power of minus 11. And that should have said meters, and that should say meters as well. So really, really tiny. Let's practice a little bit with those. So again, when I've written these down, you can pause the video and try them yourself first if you want to, or just watch through. So write the following in scientific notation. So scientific notation is our short way of saying it, but in the form a by 10 to the power of n, where a is between 1 and 10 and n is an element of z, that's the way it usually comes up in an exam paper, but it means the same as scientific notation. So we'll have 0.00334, 0.00000056715, and we're going to go to 2 decimal places again, because otherwise we're not really saving ourselves, we're not really making them that much more simple. Now we'll do one more, 0.234100031. Okay, so the first one, we've moved the decimal point after the first non-zero, and there are 3 places between the old decimal place and the new decimal place. So this is 3.4 by 10 to the power of minus 3. This one, we move the decimal point after the first non-zero. And how many spaces have I moved? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that will be 5.67 by 10 to the power of minus 7. So you need that negative on your power, because we know that a minus power means that you divided by something. This one, we'll move the decimal point after the 1. And how many places did it move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be 1.00. The 3 and the 1 don't count because I'm only going to 2 decimal places, by 10 to the power of minus 5. Great. The last thing I want to do today is to do an example of adding them. So if you're asked to add or subtract numbers in scientific notation, you need to change them to decimals first, or use your calculator. And if you use your calculator, you must show the steps that you used at every step. So be careful that you're answering the question that's asked. Sometimes they won't let you use your calculator. They'll say without using the calculator, in which case you will need to change it to decimals first. So let's look at an example of that. Calculate the following. First one, we'll do some big numbers. 5.38 multiplied by 10 to the power of 7 plus 3.6 by 10 to the power of 5. And we'll give our answer to 3 decimal places. I'm going to go to 3 in this case. We'll also do a really small number, 9.4 by 10 to the power of minus 5, take away 7.9 by 10 to the power of minus 4. So because the powers are different, we can't just subtract those numbers that are there. We need to do our conversion first. And this would be 538, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's my 7 decimal places, or my power of 7, plus 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 360,000. So you can use your calculator at this point. 58538, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 360,000. And we get this. So we are also going to write our answers in scientific notation. So that's 5380 360000. And in scientific notation, it's going to be not much different from where we started. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I wrote this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I put into my calculator was wrong. I apologize. Delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put in too many zeros when I typed it into my calculator. So this should have been 54161234. And in scientific notation, that is 5.416, we said to 3 decimal places, by 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By 10 to the power of 7. So what we notice there is that if you were just adding the numbers, we'd get something bigger than 8 here. We'd have a 5 and a 3, 8.9. But because of the powers, that's not where we're adding them at all. Let me show you how we could have done this in a calculator in one step. 5.38 by 10 to the power of 7 plus 3.6 by 10 to the power of 5. And that gives me 5416. I still need to convert it, but it does that addition for me nicely. Right, so this one then, to the power of a minus 5, 0.12345. Remember, this digit is at the 5th place. Take away 0.1234. This one's at the 4th place, 9. And that's going to be 0.123494 minus 0.12379, and it's written it as a fraction. And it actually even does the hard work for me. So that ends up being 6. I took away a bigger number from a smaller number there. Minus 6.96 by 10 to the power of minus 4. Now, if your calculator didn't put it into scientific notation for you, it might have written it as this, minus 0.000696. So this number is bigger. It has fewer zeros before the non-zero number than this one has here. Again, let's show how we could have done that in one step. 9.4 by 10 to the power of negative 5. Take away 7.9 by 10 to the power of negative 4. And we get exactly the same answer. So your calculator may give your answer as a long decimal like this, or it might put it into scientific notation for you. So my calculator is set up to do that, but yours mightn't be. But now you know how to convert between them anyway. Okay, thank you.